Which of the following amino acids are chiral? I went ahead and drew out all of these amino acids just so we could see them a little bit better. And let's just remember that chirality means a molecule can be considered chiral if one of the carbons has 4 different substituent groups coming off of it. So again, remember, let's say just chirality has a carbon with A, B, C, and D groups coming off of it, all being different. So let's go ahead and look at our first molecule. We can see that both this carbon and this carbon are not chiral because this carbon over here, this first carbon, has 3 hydrogens coming off of it. Those are 3 of the same groups, meaning it does not fit our chirality rule. And then this carbon over here is double bonded to an oxygen, and the rule with chirality is that you need to look at the carbon molecules that all have single bonds. That leaves this carbon right here. We can see that we have one group right here, this hydrogen, that's one substituent. Then we have this carboxyl group coming off of it, that's the second different substituent. We have this NH2, and then we have this CH3. So that carbon is in fact chiral because it has 4 very different groups attached or bonded to that carbon. Now let's go down here and look at B. If we look at this carbon right here, we can see that we have 2 hydrogens bonded to that carbon. That means that those 2 groups are the same and that carbon is not chiral. Same with, if we look at this carbon right here, it's double bonded to an oxygen, and we know that chirality cannot be determined if there is a double bonded. If there is a double bond coming off that carbon. So this molecule is not chiral. And that leaves us with our last molecule down here. We'll go ahead and start by looking at this carbon. We can see that there's 2 hydrogens bonded to that carbon, meaning that carbon is not chiral. And then again, we can look at this carbon right here, and we can see that there's a double bond coming off of that carbon, making it also not chiral. So let's go ahead and look at this carbon right here. Let's see, we have 1 hydrogen. It's its own group. We have this carboxyl group coming off of it. That's a different group. We have this NH2 group, and then we have this CH2OH. So those are 4 very different groups all coming off of that one center carbon, meaning this molecule is chiral.